fishing along Odell Creek today. It used to be nice and heavily wooded, but now it is nearly nothing and lots of trees in here. So lots of nice fish. It's catch and release only, so let's see what we can catch. Walking down the road looking for some fishies. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. We are going to fish one of my favorite little streams over in Central Oregon. This is Odell Creek. It is catch and release for everything. It used to be years ago here where this bridge is now. There used to be culverts here. Made a really nice hole underneath it. I don't know if I've ever been here and not caught fish. I came here a couple weeks ago and unfortunately had my camera facing down instead of up, and I was not paying attention because I was catching fish. So we will come down and see what we can catch. Fairly close. My normal using a MEPS and a nice ultralight pole. And this water is cold and my toes can feel it. Only one car parked here, so I don't think anybody's even been here fishing today. Where's the bite? A couple little bitty ones coming up behind. About 15 years ago, this area had a big fire. It used to be all overgrown and some big trees right in here. But the fire came through and burned all of it down. Oh, there's one. Yep, a little bitty native rainbow. Back in you go, fishy. Back in you go, fishy. There are tons and tons of those little bitty guys in here. It used to be, before they restricted this to flies and lures only when I was a kid, my cousins and I would come down here, hate to say it, 25 years ago, fish with bait and just stick a worm under any of these little logs and pull out foot and a half long rainbows. Granted, that is probably part of why you don't get them as many in here. We caught a lot of them, as did a lot of other people. But not a huge amount of people fish this anymore. Never understood why. There's a lot of nice fish in here. We're hitting August now, but there's still some nice flowers blooming along the edge. There are some northern whitefish in here which we may catch. Beautiful little fish, but tiny, tiny little mouse. Ooh, that's more than a bit chilly. Right at knee deep. You would think walking through the water would scare the fish. I've never had a problem catching fish walking downstream. I think half the time it's because I stir up the water, so any little bugs that are under the rocks get fed upward. Ooh, that's cold. This is what you do when it's 100 degrees outside. Stand in 50-degree water. There's a nice little spot there. One bite. There he is. That one, a little bit bigger. Oh, and I was just talking about catching a whitefish. Northern whitefish. They kind of look like little suckers with a little turned on mouth, but they have the same bone structure as a trout, and I think they're more closely related to Arctic grayling. They're actually not bad to eat. Don't fight nearly as well as trout, but they're fun. And in case anybody's wondering what these blue wires are here, the Oregon Department of Fish and Game set these up to track bull trout. There's bull trout in Odell, and they'll come down to these streams and spawn. So they have little microchips in them. So if they go in between the wires, it'll send a little trigger and it'll mark it as a fish went by. I think the last time I heard there's only 50 spawning pairs in Odell of bull trout. Not a lot, but they're trying to help them. This does get so brushy at one point, you pretty much can't walk on the bank. Ooh. Back to knee deep. Let's see, left side or right side, left side. Let's take the left. Oh, somebody's still been on this side. I'd say a lot of people have been coming through here. This just pounded down. Oh, it was a nice hole. Not an easy one to fish either. You can get on some of these. Drop a lure down. Just jig it. No, not today. Yeah, a lot of the time, the bigger trout will be just under that bank edge. I need a pole about 3 feet longer instead of the ultralight. A bunch of bigger ones coming off the bottom. Oh. There's a find. Bottom of a deer skull. Like a youngin' too. Not much to it.